Yeah, absolutely fantastic. You know, we keep craving these really intense close battles, and the semi-finals and particularly the Challenge Cup final kind of gave us that. Also the Saints York battle, absolutely perfect preparation for what we need. We've also added Courtney Hill, so again, doesn't need any explanation or introduction. She just adds a lot of class to the squad. We've also got Caroline Colley, who again she's coming into the 20 for Wales. Just an unbelievable start season for her. I think her last hit out she scored 40 points just by herself. So, we're very much selecting on what we think are the form players. Yeah, so Kira Bennett was really unlucky. We actually wanted to play her against France after last year's grand final, but she picked up a little bit of a knock, so we couldn't. But listen, Kira's just worked really hard on the game. I don't think there's a better passer of the ball in the league, if I'm honest. And to complement that, Zoe Harris, probably the standout half, if you like, towards the back end of last year, and she's kept that performance this year. So, Zoe's worked hard to grasp her chance, and hopefully she'll get a run out in one or other of the internationals. It was comfortable, but we took, when you take away the score and you look at the performance, there were some areas that we really weren't happy with, particularly how we ended our sets, particularly what we got when we got to good ball areas. We didn't execute like we know we can do. So they're two areas that we want to improve on. But we're constantly trying to build, and Wales will be building, Wales will be improved. They've got some new players, so we just want to just keep stepping things up and get better in every area, but nail the areas where we weren't quite there. We're travelling to Wales this time. Like I say, they've got some new recruits. They've got a season under the belt in terms of Cardiff Demons, who will supply most of their players. They've brought in some real quality players, so Beth Dainton is a player that I know from Rugby Union, so they've added some real quality. So I would expect it to be a closer encounter, to be fair, than last time, but we're just expecting a real tough battle. But as per usual, we'll mainly focus on what we do, because we're prepping for our World Cup, and at the end of the day we need to focus on our goals, on our principles. Yeah, listen, it's a good opportunity. They'll slot into the systems with no problems, I'm sure of that. But what it does is it ramps up the pressure within the squad. The World Cup's still a bit of time, there's a bit of time to go. So it's about them coming in, slotting in, but putting pressure on the rest of the players, and that will only bring out the best in the final ones that get selected for the World Cup. Yeah, in my head right now there'll be some changes. The girls that start the Wales game or come off the bench in the Wales game even, they're fighting for a place for France. There's one or two other girls that we'd like to parachute in based on what they've done throughout the season, based on the way they've trained. So I'd expect a couple of changes, and some of the girls, it's about putting your best foot forward and doubling up really. Potentially the France game might be our last major hit out. We'd hope we get something in between, even if it's just an in-house game, but it's absolutely huge in terms of really judging where we are in preparation. We constantly keep an eye on what other nations are doing, and this will be a bit of a gauge, both on the field, but scientifically off the field as well, in terms of what levels of intensity can we get to, and what periods of time can we maintain it. We've been, I wouldn't say we've been lucky, but we're strengthening some areas where we were a little bit under strength in terms of numbers. So I'm really happy with where the girls are looking, the way they're travelling. It's just really exciting, to be fair. We saw it in the Challenge Cup final. We saw how important a big crowd is, and that's what we're hoping for. We're hoping that the fans get there early and just cheer the girls on, to hopefully what will be a good victory. But we 100% need their support.